Hi everybody, Kevin here. Welcome to the Claremont Classic Garage. I've been pretty busy plowing a lot of snow lately. We've had quite a few snowfalls. So the old Kubota's taken a beating. So we're going to fix up a couple of little things on it. So I got a little close to a tree, which managed to pull our blue snowplow beacon off of the little bracket here. So I have to fix that. It actually broke the plastic housing. So I'll have to come up with some kind of way of fixing that. Then what I noticed was my blade was starting to fall apart. China strikes again. What can I say? It seemed like a good deal when I bought it. I should have looked at it more closely. Anyway, what the problem is, this here is not a piece of square tube. It's fabricated out of sheet metal. And this bolt is welded through this before they weld it to the actual mold board. And they only used a small, tiny little washer. Here's the washer they used, which wasn't really sufficient for spreading the load across the face of that thing. So as I've been using the blade, this just kept working and working and working and working. I'll show you here. Till it finally started getting loose because it egged out the hole and actually started collapsing the tube. So what finally ended up happening was, as it egged out the hole, this started flopping around on here, and I guess I backed her into a snowbank with this corner and actually bent this bolt. It's like a 1-inch bolt and it bent. So anyway, not to fear, we'll have to pull the blade off. I got to heat this up with the torch and straighten it. And then we'll use this great big washer or something similar, and we'll actually weld it onto here. And that'll give this the strength that it needs. And we can continue without fear. A lot of birdseed on the roof. I got a little close to the garage and dumped the bird feeder all over the roof. So anyway, whoops, you can see here that bits of the light are still stuck on here. So I'll take this apart. I'm hoping that I can just pop the lens off the light and drill right up through it and just use a nut and a bolt to hold it down, which looks like that is exactly what we can do. So stand by. Okay, yeah, so the lens just popped right off. Here's the innards of it. So we'll just get a couple of nuts and bolts and bolt the sucker down onto here. Like so. And pop the lens back on and we'll be good to go again. Holy smokes. What in the world does that say? Made in Canada. What the heck is that? I've never seen that before. Man, I hope this thing is good. All right, so what happens here is the hole in that is too large for the head of the 1/4-20 bolt. And there's not really enough room for the head if I put a larger bolt to sit on top of that. So what I've done is put my bolt up from underneath and we'll put a wing nut inside it. So that'll give me something I can tighten down and we'll be just fine. See, just like that. I'll snug them up and we'll put the lens back on and that'll be that part of the job done anyway. Man, I haven't been out here like in weeks. It's really good to have some wrenches and stuff in my hands again. Oh, makes me feel good. That side tightened up. Yeah, this side tightened up. I don't usually ratchet with my left hand. It's a little awkward. Okay, got it all buttoned up. Let's see if it actually works still. I mean, it was, when it fell off, it was still working. It was hanging by the wires in the windshield working. So let's see. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. That's a strobe. It's a lot nicer than the old rotating beacons we used to use. All right, let's see if we can fix that back blade now. Okay, so you can see here that even though the pin is in the kind of straight position, the blade is not exactly straight. And you'll see there's the other end of that bolt that I was telling you about. That's what's bent. Once we get this thing off of here, I'll show you how bent it is. So to get that off, all we have to do is pull this pin, and the blade should come straight back out. So you can see there that that bolt is, well, slightly mangled. So we're going to try and just give it a couple of shots with the old Sledge-O-Matic and see if we can get her back straight again. If not, I'll get the torch out and we'll heat it up and it'll bend easy then. That's actually working quite nicely. Another thing I should have mentioned before I started on this, if you're ever going to do something like this, put a piece of pipe over the bolts so you're not beating the snot out of the threads with the sledgehammer. Anyway, pardon me, a few more shots and she should be good and straight. Alright, well that's a heck of a lot better. No torch required. So I'm going to put this thing back in, and then we'll see what we can do about finding a much more substantial washer for the back side of it. Where did I put that dang washer that was in it? Here it is. I had this on there before, which seemed okay, but it didn't allow me to run the nut down far enough to get to the hole where the cotter pin goes through. So now, now that the bolt is straight, it may. We'll see. So you can see how this has been collapsing in, because this little washer in there just didn't have enough. It didn't spread the load enough. So we're going to put her back together and see if we can find a better washer to use. So now that the bolt is straightened, there was actually no problem running the nut down far enough to get the cotter pin back in. So that all actually worked out quite well, didn't it? Now, man, that's a big cotter pin. So next up on the list is, that'll be the next video. We've got over here in the boxes, these were ordered right from Kubota. These are the two kits that I needed to put dual rear remotes on this thing. So that'll be one of our next projects. We're going to put the dual remotes on it. They'll be here. And we're going to end up with hydraulic top link and hydraulic angle on the blade. So hopefully I'll be able to get started on that this week. We're just kind of wrapping up the projects in the house. And yeah, so everything's going along quite nicely. Oh, and just to bring you up to date on this thing, the last parts that I was waiting for from England have finally arrived. So once I get this mess in here tidied up, we can get back to work and see about getting the old Blue Ox back up and running again. If I can remember how the heck to put it back together. At least now I got a book for it. The actual shop manual for these things are impossible to find, but I found this. It's kind of like a Haynes or a Chilton manual for a car. Not really all the detail of a factory service manual, but kind of what you need. It's like the Coles Notes version. What you need to get through it. So this is really good. With that, we should be able to get this thing up and running again. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed helping me fix my tractor. I got to go out and clean some more snow now. Until next time, please go down there if you haven't already and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so when we post a new video, you get an email. And share, leave a comment, hit the like button, all those neat things. Anyway, thanks a lot for tuning in. This is Kevin checking out from the Claremont Classic Garage. So long.